daily Super Tuesday breakdown.
Today we're talking Oklahoma and Arkansas. These two are going to be interesting. I guess let's start with Oklahoma, always an interesting state there. Right now, Nate Silver's 538 has Joe Biden forecasted to win about 22% of the vote in Oklahoma. But Sanders actually also has a 1 in 3 chance of winning the state. So not particularly bad odds there. And so one of the interesting things that you see here, Krystal, is that in the Deep South, or sorry, not in the Deep South, more in like the Central Plains, the Southwest area, this seems to be an area of unique strength for Biden, especially as we look at the Super Tuesday polling about what's going on in Texas as well. Biden seems to be doing particularly well. And so I'm not sure what it is about the dynamics here in particular, maybe a little bit about a conservative base, not necessarily the Latino or the black population, or who have the politics that give Sanders such a strength out west, but seems to be a decent place for Joe Biden.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, Nate Silver basically has them with roughly equal chance of winning Oklahoma. There's 37 delegates at stake. I looked at the demographics. It's a mostly white state, 72% white, but you do have significant minority populations, right. 8% Native actually and 7% Black, which is significant indeed. This is one of those states where I think it's really going to depend on what happens in South Carolina.
I agree.
Biden comes out with a big win. I think he probably wins Oklahoma. Biden comes out with a narrow win. It's going to be close. Bernie pulls off the upset in South Carolina. Then I think he's able to, also upset in this state going in. We also have to keep in mind with all these Super Tuesday states, some of the reporting we've seen about the fact that Biden really has no operation in these states. He's not up in the air on most of these states. He hasn't visited most of these states. And so if you have a momentum narrative coming out of South Carolina, that can do a lot for you. You've got a natural affinity with some more conservative voters in places like Oklahoma. But, is a campaign able to surprise just because they have organization and the dollars to put in the ad spend? Arkansas is a little bit of a similar kind of a dynamic. 31 delegates at stake.
Right.
It's 77% white. There's a bit of a larger black population there, 15%. I happen to know, because of Chuck Rocha's intel, that the Sanders people have been working on Arkansas. They've been looking at Arkansas. And it's another state that, according to Nate Silver, there's a pretty good, the odds are roughly even. He gives Bernie the slight edge there in 80% of, he has a 1 in 3 chance of winning. Biden has a 3 in 10 chance. You'd put Bloomberg kind of next in line as the person who's likely to do well there. But very similar kind of dynamics to Oklahoma in terms of the percentage odds.
Well, the thing is for Sanders is that Arkansas, I think Chuck was talking about that small Latino pocket within the state. That's a decent state for them. That's an easy way for them to bolster. But do you know what it really has that Oklahoma doesn't? It's got that kind of rural white population, which has always responded well to populist politics.
That's right.
This is the state of Mike Huckabee and of Bill Clinton. We never forget. That's where Bill Clinton arose out of it. How do you think he became president of the United States? He did it by talking about teachers, talking about lifting literacy rates. I mean, the man was a very populist governor. He was a true man of the people, or at least he pretended to be one while he was down there. And so I think it's always interesting to look at it through that lens. This is a rural state. It's been affected significantly over the years, and it was truly left behind for many, many years. And I think it's a natural constituency for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. Also worth noting, Oklahoma, of course, this is where Elizabeth Warren was born and raised, and it doesn't look like she's even going to break
forget it either.
Double digits there, which is just an interesting side note. So these ones I think will be very close, and both of them, in my view, the outcome will probably depend on what happens in South Carolina.
I think that's right.
By the way, guys, thank you for your submissions so far. We've loved hearing why you're voting and who you're supporting in the primary, but we need more.
Send us a quick video on Twitter using hashtags Rising, Why I Vote, and be sure to tune into our Super Tuesday coverage. You may just see yourself on the show.
That's right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll have more for you tomorrow.